Instead, we can elect to use our environmental resources, wisdom, and capacity to protect rather than ravage that environment, using the now inevitable free energy systems, ending the use of fossil fuels and the corresponding environmental havoc and economic destruction they bring with their use and their production. It is a future in which our monetary system is backed by value and based on labor, not globalized slavery. Instead, we can elect to reform our economy, recreating the economy by repealing the unlawful, although legal, violation of every principle of real-world economics, and ending the intentional destruction of the worth of money. To do that, of course, we must halt the globalization of economies, which leaves nothing but despair and serfdom for the majority of human beings. It is a future in which the production of our food supply is left to the capable hands of local, sustainable farmers, assisted in the transition to clean food by the best and brightest, not lied to by the best and brightest poison mongers. Instead, we can ban forever the intentionally destructive technology called genetically modified organisms, GMOs, biotechnology, genetic engineering, and instead we can create a Manhattan Project-sized effort to uncover and to reverse the damage done so far to our bodies and to our world by this mad technology, which is based on a perverted version of yes, we can, instead of a saying no, we must not. It is a future in which education becomes a vehicle for freeing the capacities of every person of the planet, not a system of mental, emotional, and intellectual constraint and control. Instead, we can offer the young of our species a range of experience designed to enhance their abilities to use the capacities that lie within, complete with a deep respect for their unique cultural matrix in which they find themselves, and an equally deep respect for the diversity of expressions of that capacity which other cultures and religions create. It is a future in which the basic truth that people want to live in freedom and peace, not in slavery and fear, is respected and actualized. Instead, we can use resources to help people return to sustainability, educating women and girls just as we educate men and boys, since all over the world, no matter what culture, the surest and most effective way to allow people to raise the quality of life of their communities and limit their population size voluntarily to the carrying capacity of their resources is not programs, disease, war, or famine. It is always the education of the women and girls of that community. So, before we have completed the transition of our planet to the power of the Gonerills and Reagans of the globalist elite, before we have surrendered all of our power, and with it all of our hope of survival as free and proud men and women living in a world of health and choice, before it is forever too late, we need to stop the processes turning us into the too trusting, self-deluded, ultimately destructively passive King Lear, accompanied across the desolate landscape of his own foolish making to our deaths. We still have the internet. We still have the telephone. We still have our minds and our resolve. How much longer will we have them if we do not use them for repair of the desperate situations which we have collectively permitted to rule us and threaten our lives? My guess is not for long. These are, in truth, the times that try men's and women's souls. And what will the verdict of that trial be? That we allowed ourselves, fluoridated and drugged, distracted and foolish, to become serfs to the New World Order masters? Not I, my friends, and not, I believe, you. The Natural Solutions Foundation exists for one reason only: to preserve, protect, defend, and extend your freedom and mine to make choices about the use or misuse of our own bodies and those for whom we are responsible. That freedom, of course, means responsibility, actions, financial support, and dissemination of our truth. That is why we are asking for a commitment from you, for 1 hour per month, disseminating and sharing the vital information, and another commitment as well. The cost of 1 week's nutrients, herbs, supplements, and organic food as a donation to the foundation. 1 week's supply. Without your efforts, there will be no clean food. Without your efforts, there will be no ability to disseminate anything but the word of the state. And like the tragic hero of 1984, in the end, you will come to believe the word of that state. Without your donations, there will be no seminal lawsuits like the Stop the Shot lawsuit against the would-be masters of your bodies. No travel to international meetings like Codex for your representatives from the Natural Solutions Foundation. No research and demonstration projects like the remarkable and highly productive Valley of the Moon Eco-Demonstration Project in Panama. And without those efforts and that support, there will be no further future for any of us, at least not one that any of us wants to live in. It is up to you. Become Lear or take the other path, the path of action and commitment to empowerment, wisdom, and freedom. Thank you. This is Rima E. Lebo, MD, Medical Director of the Natural Solutions Foundation.